What's going on? It's Justeeni here. I'm going to show you guys probably the most incredible Cymanti game I've ever seen, which sounds like kind of impossible. Good Cymanti game? Okay, but there's already a few things worth noting here. It's a mirror match, so that automatically makes it more interesting because Cymanti mirror matches are actually pretty cool. If you guys play Cymanti, play mirror matches. Those are fun and interesting. And then the other thing is this isn't played by me, which also automatically makes it better. It's played by the, dare I say, the GOAT of Cymanti, currently. Person that has taken a ton of time to master this tribe, to show what they're truly capable of. This is the person that made everyone change their mind about Cymanti, from thinking Cymanti is just garbage to, wait a second, this tribe's actually kind of insane. The one and only Davi. We love Davi. But yeah, we're going to be seeing this absolutely crazy game where we see even more ingenuity from Cymanti. Again, I don't like Cymanti, but I do love Davi because he's just built different when it comes to Cymanti. And we're going to see it here. So first off, kind of standard Cymanti stuff here, like early recycling, especially with the turn 5 captures, makes a lot of sense. Like, I've got some practice with Cymanti, so I actually kind of know what I'm doing, so hopefully my commentary over this game is like good. Like there's some really cool things here, and I hope I can get you guys to actually like appreciate it. So again, so far still standard stuff, just going for riding. This is especially typical in the mirrors where hexapods are kind of the backbone of your composition. Really good at sniping shamans and just overall quite the powerhouse. Explorer goes the wrong way. Unfortunate. Workshop would have been better. I actually don't know why he didn't go Workshop. I think he must have assumed the Explorer would go a different way. But now we see early Centipede from the opponent. Sorry, make that 2. Now, this actually isn't a huge deal. Like, in the mirror match, early Centipedes are not very scary. And we're going to see how Davi gets it done here. Just kind of relaxes. Builds his economy. Really good mycelium spot here, smack dab in the middle. And again, it looks scary, but this one thing very notable why the centipedes aren't good here is normally they can like break through and stuff and be super scary, but there is no breakthrough here. The shaman holds everything together. If you siege, it's pretty easy to just use hexapods to unsiege. Even this hexapod is actually going away, really doesn't care about defense, gets the centipede up. And yeah, everything's nice and safe. Warrior goes in to kill the hexapod. It's going to get converted, but this is a sensible trade. Although the centipede actually takes it, so maybe actually a slight mistake. This is something to keep in mind whenever you're trading units in this matchup. Usually you just don't trade units. You have to have a very good reason to. And we see a city wall here, already very interesting. This isn't actually like a Cymirror matchup exclusive sort of thing, but it is very good in the mirror matchup for a few specific reasons. First off, poison doesn't work on walls. Second off, hexapods die really easily to walled warriors, so it's hard to get a good trade here. And it's all about getting good trades, because it's very hard to break through Cymanti, so just getting efficient and clean trades is great here. And now we see Strategy Ruin, which actually isn't very good. Now Hydrology, though. Gonna help with getting some water expansion and algae. I don't know if there's any other reason behind Hydrology. I don't know. You got Hydrology, and yeah. Again, I did look at this game a couple times, but I actually don't remember why you got Hydrology. I guess we'll see. And you see, again, the opponent knows what they're doing, makes lots of hexapods, building a ton of units, probably even a little too much, considering they're not under any pressure. Maybe better to focus on getting like trade and stuff first. We do see an algae here, getting some extra pop that way. And yeah, just using the ketones. Ketones are great in this matchup because hexapods trade equally into them. And you need 2 hexapods to kill, so if you're trying to attack, you're trading really poorly. On defense, ketones aren't that scary for you though. And yeah, Davi's kind of winning the expansion battle by getting over to this side of the map first, which is pretty nice. See hunting, again, just developing. And yeah, more expansion here. Hexapods trading onto this Mantis. This is a very pricey trade. 2 Hexapods gone. If you kill this Hexapod though, you can kill with the Warrior and that's going to be even trade. But we see trade by the opponent. Archery Ruin. And that seems like it's not going to do much, but it actually will. Believe it or not, it will do something. Now this Explorer, unfortunately a little misguided, does not grab the Northern Lighthouse. But yeah, getting trade not too far behind. These are some pretty dangerous collateral spots. They're very nicely condensed due to this very strong density. And we see Davi taking advantage of his development here. Going for Faichi now. And Faichi are really interesting here. They're a surprising unit. We see a nice mycelium trick, getting some free heals. Now the opponent going in, trying to be a bit aggressive, going for all these trades. Trying to just force some trades. Now going for Dumux. I think it might have been better for the opponent to keep building up units and have the Dumux, because then those Dumux could throw in some big splash damage. So I think a bit of a mistake by the opponent. Trying to trade a little too early. Now you see a border growth restricting this village. And then Faichi here, you can already see this is kind of a bit of a sneak peek at what the Faichi are going to do this game. So you see these 2 Hexapods getting poisoned. And before, both of them were boosted. And so why am I pointing this out? This is going to be a very important theme in this game, is poison versus boosted units. It's a huge difference. A boosted Hexapod has 3 movement. A poison Hexapod has 1 movement. And we are going to see this is key in this situation, in this matchup. Using Faichi to remove boost from several units and poison them. And yeah, we see more Faichi here. But things are going to get absolutely nuts in just a bit. We're going to see the impossible happen. The opponent building up Dumux, a lot of Dumux. They're quite ahead in terms of stars here, because they kind of took a more straightforward route with the trade. We see Free Spirit by Davi, preparing Dumux himself. And immediately sending the Faichi up. It's going to die, but he removes boost off 2 units and poisons them. So now those units are basically disabled for a full turn. Centipede walks in, and it's got a lot of segments. Another Centipede also with a lot of segments. So many Dumux, all boosted and ready to go. Now we see Shock Tactics by Davi. And we see some nice defense here. Taking out 2 segments in total. The city will be unsieged, don't worry about it. So yeah, taking out 2 segments in total. Poisoning with the Keton to make things easy to kill. Not using the Centipedes to kill, very notably. Seems tempting to get the free segment, but your Centipede would just die. So instead, just using the Hexapods. But look at all these Dumux. Not going in for the attack yet. Preparing for another turn. Using the Mycelium to remove that poison. But now a bit of a counterattack here. Using a nice explosion. Nice 1-2 there. Again, removing the boost off of that and replacing it with poison. Border growth here. Taking up space. And then here, finally getting that Northern Lighthouse. But again, this looks like things are going to get really bad as soon as these Dumux all attack. So that is over 100 stars of units. And now we see, again, the Dumux advancing. At any moment, things are going to get really, really bad. Like we see a siege, kind of some prep work done. And these Dumux have 4 movement. Like they're going to just lunge straight at the opponent. But we see another nice explosion here. Faichi taking out the boost from all those Dumux. Suddenly, once again, warding off the attack. Faichi bullying this Dumux over here as well. Nice and solid defense. This Dumux also. All these Dumux. Super, super scary, but they just can't attack because they're poisoned. They'll be too slow and easy to pick off if you try to advance them now. But we see this Dumux go in. You know, the opponent's just going in anyway. Goes for a nice push. Advances all the way here. Just launching the Dumux over. And he does, in fact, throw them all at the opponent. Kind of trying to, like, call his bluff, I guess. Saying, I don't care about these poison Dumux. I'm going to throw them all in anyway. And, I mean, there's so many Dumux. Surely this should work. And again, some skirmishes in the north. We don't care about that, though. Another very nice Dumux explosion value. Centipede getting a segment there. And the Faichi just continue to remove these boosts. And this is so clutch. Centipede going in, kind of sacrificing itself for the greater good. Just barely defending here. This is as close as it can get. You're just barely holding on, barely able to unsiege and do everything else here to just barely keep your position intact. And again, there's just so many Dumux, but because they're poisoned, they can't do as much damage. They can't go in to these crucial spots like near the Shaman. They're still getting a lot done. But the attack is kind of losing its momentum, and if the opponent can't do anything here, which, yeah, there's still these very, very strong centipedes here. This Dumux is gone, though. There's more reinforcements. One segment there is down. And this centipede is very, very heavily injured. Northern stuff is still going on. The city's actually getting taken. So there's progress in the north. If Davi can, in fact, continue to hold this like he's doing right now, this is just GG's. And again, now this boosted Dumux once again walking and getting tons of value. 2 explosions. Centipede goes in. But yeah, again, somehow that initial attack didn't work, and at this point, this progress in the north is too much, and these Dumux that Davi is now able to build up are just able to continue to ward off the attacks with ease. Now, pretty much all these centipedes more or less gone for good. And because the opponent hasn't done a whole lot in the north except for just made the occasional Dumux, things will eventually resolve in Davi's favor. The opponent resigning. What an absolutely crazy game, though, because if you just look... Again, if we go back a little bit, this position here, this looks completely impossible to defend. Look at how many Dumux there are. These are all 10 stars apiece. This is like, what, about 150 stars of units? 3 turns of economy thrown at the opponent with the most efficient unit in the game at that, and somehow with only like a turn's worth of economy of units manages to just hold on, not even losing a single city, not even losing the Shaman. This is like a combination of Cymanti just being absolutely insane at defense, some really cool Faichi plays, and just Davi being absolutely cracked at the game. Again, shout out to Davi for this game. But oh my goodness. What the heck? Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Again, the rare moment where a Cymanti game is actually really cool. But yeah, like and sub, and have a good one.